SourKidsProductions.
You guys are fucking canceled.
Woo! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Council Show. This is Manny Lerma.
Not Lupe Chavez.
What's up?
What the fuck was that? A bark?
And we got a special guest today.
No, hold on. We'll introduce him right now. Was that a fucking bark?
I was trying
Did
to
you
hype myself.
cough or some shit?
I was trying to hype myself up.
The inner DMX came out?
Yeah, but I sounded like I had parvo when I was barking, so I was just like, fuck.
Sounds like a sick ass dog. But anyways, let's continue.
Special guest.
He is the man,
the legend.
Welcome to Elms Street. He does a whole lot of stuff with a lot of musicians, a lot of rappers here in the local area. Introduce yourself, bro.
Yo, what's up, man? It's Money Elms. What's good with y'all, man? Hey, appreciate y'all having me on, man.
Hey, thank you for showing up, man. I know we've been talking about it for the longest. So, right? Because I think me and you met first.
Yeah.
And I just didn't know how to approach her. Like, what's up, bro? You just like, nah. You were just so welcoming, and like, we got to get you on the show. How'd you get Elm Street, bro? Because I don't know how'd you get it?
As far as the name?
Yeah, the name. How'd you get the?
Well, shit. Hey, I don't know. Can we cuss?
Yeah,
bro.
Say whatever the fuck you want, bro.
All right, hell yeah. So,
but don't say nothing about Jews, because that's how you really get canceled.
get canceled real
That's how you
quick.
really. We don't want to get Kanye now.
Get wheezied out.
Yeah.
Hey, but I kind of just happened to, as far as the name. Well, my name's Elmer. I mean,
Okay.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that's where it comes from. You know, my
Okay.
name's Elmer. So, early on, my homeboys in the hood, they were always like, yo, Elms. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be called Elmer. I was like, man, that shit sounds a little weird.
G'd up.
Hey, Elmer
Yeah, it ain't gangsta
Fudd.
enough, bro.
Kind of Elmer Fudd type
Yeah.
shit. You know what I mean? I heard all the jokes growing up. So everybody in the hood would just be like, call me E, or they call me Elms.
Yeah.
My close friends, you know what I mean? So, one of my partners out there in Atlanta, as a matter of fact, his name is Martinez. Shout out to Martinez. He actually was like, it's like, you know what? It's kind of messed up that we never got to come out with your mixtape. And I was like, what mixtape? And he's like, Elm Street. And I was like, man, you crazy, bro. But, he was relating it to the Freddy Krueger and all that shit. And it was funny because when the name came about, I was like, you know what? They threw out that idea, Freddy Krueger. And I was like, nah, it has nothing to do with Elm Street, with Freddy Krueger, nothing of that. To me, it was a little corny. So I was like, nah, it's more like, I'm welcoming you to my street.
Right.
My block, you know what I mean? So you're in my hood, kind of. So that's kind of where it comes from. A lot of people think like, oh, it's Elm Street, you know what I mean? Like that's my name.
Yeah.
But, that's just the name of the show.
I'm not gonna lie, bro. That's what I've been calling you.
But it's cool, it's kind of it's kind of taking
Yeah.
his own twist. So,
Right.
now people, they kind of relate and they be like, hey, what's up, Elm Street? And I'm like,
I was the
"What's
same
up?"
way. I was the same way, bro.
It's all good.
But I was thinking more along the lines of Sesame Street way. Like,
Stay away.
I swear to God, I'm like Sesame Street, like. But I didn't think of it till like that. Oh yeah, pretty. I'm getting old, bro. So olvidar todo. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what's up, though.
Stop pendejo. That's all it is.
No excuses, right?
Ain't no excuses for that shit.
But that's what's up, though. I see it now.
So how did you get into the music industry?
Well,
Where did Elm start from?
Well, shit, man. I've always been a fan of music, from early on, man. I remember back in the day, NWA from the West Coast. So when NWA hit, I was a little kid. So I was like, man, my older cousins, had the CDs, the cassettes and shit. So I was like, what is that? I was like, hell yeah, that's dope ass music. Then my cousin, he was also into DJing. He was into hip hop, breakdancing, a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where it came from. I fell in love with hip hop at an early age, watching everything that was hip hop.
Right.
Graffiti and everything, breakdancing. You know what I mean? I couldn't breakdance, that great, but when it came down to graffiti and all that, I could get down.
Yeah.
You know, and then my brother also, you know, he's badass graffiti artist also. So, I kind of fell in love with the whole hip hop culture.
Yeah.
So, that's kind of how it happened. Um, just growing up in that environment, and it wasn't until I got here to Texas. I moved out here to Texas in '94, and I met my boy Vegas. I met Boss Vegas. I met him. We went to the same middle school, and we actually linked up. And we would just fuck around and do freestyles and shit like that. And it wasn't until like I think it was our senior year he actually came out with a mixtape, literally on a cassette tape.
On the cassette tape.
Yeah,
Damn.
yeah. You know what I mean? So and I was like, oh shit, and I heard it, and I was like, man, that shit is dope, bro. It was something fresh. It was something new. To me, I ain't never heard Mexicans rap the way they were rapping.
Right.
And I was like, oh shit, this is different. I was kind of used to the West Coast.
The Cholo.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that Cholo rap, kind of like the Kid Frost.
The West Coast
Yeah.
has its own little vibe to it.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly. You know what I mean? They've kind of always had that,
I'm not a fan of it.
that Spanglish
Yeah.
kind of hip hop. You
Right.
know what I mean? I'm not knocking it. There's some of it is dope. I've heard a lot of shit. They used to have that group back in the day, Brown Pride.
I've
You
heard
know what
of
I
it,
mean? I think Easy E was behind them back
Yeah,
in the
he
day.
was the one that signed them.
Mm.
These boys were actually doing, you heard hip hop, but from Puerto Ricans, Cubans,
Yeah.
not really Mexicanos. The style, I guess, of hip hop at the time, Mexicanos had a different twist to it, to where it is now. You have Mexicanos kind of that could go hard, just like the Morenos.
hmm
You know what I mean? On the lyrical aspect. So them boys, end up forming a group called Mexodus, and we had got signed. We caught a little small independent deal, and the CEO of the record label, homeboy, was like, hey, I want the three guys that were on that record. So he ended up getting all three of them, but he was like, hey, I'm not gonna just cut you off just like that. You know what I mean? Shit, come through. We'll do it together, whatever. So dude kind of took me on, and was like, he's like, I'm gonna show you everything. I'm gonna teach you different shit of the industry and stuff like that, bro. And so after that, I kind of became the road manager. They had a lot of different roles that I was playing in the group. You know what I mean? So no longer was I trying to be an artist anymore. Now I was more behind the scenes, trying to promote. I was I was the street team. I was the road manager, the head promoter for the group. I was doing a little bit of everything. I even till later on when we cut ties with the label, you know what I mean? I was still heavily involved with I was the photographer, bro, and I was doing a little
You're
bit
doing
of everything, bro.
huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was going over and beyond than your typical managers that would, you know what I mean? But it was dope. You know what I mean? It had its run.
Yeah.
After a while, I kind of just did my own thing. I guess I was trying to figure out what was the next step after music.
Uh,
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
because like I said, it had its run, and I was like, you know what, it's time to move on. So I try to do some other shit. You know what I mean? And came out with the Extreme Custom Kicks. Yeah, by the way, if y'all need some custom shoes, holla at me. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Sure.
yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I be getting down on them shoes, man.
Yeah.
If you trying to get some custom drip on your feet,
Definitely, man. Yeah.
Well,
know
now
what I
that you
mean?
said that, my daughter's got a quinceañera coming up,
Yeah.
and I want to get her some. She wants like some Air Force Ones, but with like some butterflies and shit on it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just let me know, bro. Anything could be done. Especially if it's a white shoes, a white
Yeah.
canvas. You could do anything to it, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, I started that business right there, Extreme Custom Kicks, and that's kind of was the rebirth to, I guess, what I was waiting for, or my next step that I was getting ready to do. So I started doing custom shoes.
That's fucking dope.
So, and I've been doing it about 4 years, about 4 years now.
Oh,
Definitely,
no.
if y'all need some custom shoes, hit my
Oh.
boy up. Where can they find that at?
Shit, you can hit me up on IG, Facebook at Extreme Custom with a K, KIX, Extreme Custom Kicks. You know what I mean?
Man, you should have
And,
brought something with you, bro. That
I know we could have showed him, man.
Yeah, you know what? I was sleeping on that one. I got these actually last year for the game opener for the Dallas Cowboys. Um, made a badass pair of cowboy customs for myself.
Yeah.
That I wear every now and then. I've only worn them like 3 times. One to the game, and I think I wear it to one of my shows
Right.
when I had the super fans come through. You know what I mean? So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
How'd you get that idea? How'd you come out about that?
the
Custom shoes, like what was it?
well, see, actually before that I was doing murals. Cause
Oh.
I was telling you, I could get down with the graffiti work, and
Yeah,
not only that, with characters, and I just, I've been drawing all my life, so I was doing murals, maybe about, I want to say about a year before COVID.
Oh, okay.
So business was going good. I was getting hired by different people to come do murals for their game rooms, their babies' rooms, whatever.
Yeah.
And as soon as COVID hit, the phone stopped ringing. People didn't want to let you in their house.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everybody was new to COVID,
Mm-hmm.
so the phone just stopped ringing. So then I was like, I had already been looking up, the custom shoe game
Yeah.
for a while, and I was like, man, that's dope. I would love to get into something like that.
That and you really don't need to meet people. They just need to tell you what they want.
Yeah,
And
exactly,
you just send
dude.
it back to them. You know.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it wasn't until right when COVID hit, my wife, she was actually like, I'm tired of you just talking about doing custom shoes. So she ended up buying me an airbrush gun for my birthday. So, as a matter of fact, the only 2 people that show up that day, they were like, "Hey, we're gonna be your first customers."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, that's cool, that's dope. Hell yeah, let's do it."
Yeah.
And I was like, even though I ain't never done a shoe before, I was like, let's do it.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see where it goes. And sure enough, like a couple weeks later, I thought they were just bullshitting. And they hit me up like, hey, we already ordered the shoes. They're already being shipped to your house. So whenever you get them, you start working on
You're
them.
like,
And I was
"Ah,
like, oh,
fuck."
shit. I was like, it's getting real. I was, when they were saying that they were going to get them out there, they were bullshitting.
Yeah.
They were just trying to be cool with me, like, hey, yeah, we're gonna get you to do some shoes, and that was gonna be the end of that. But no, they were for real, and they were like, hey, they're gonna be there arriving at this date, and get ready. This is what we want and everything. And I was like, oh damn. So I didn't even have time to everything that I had already been watching and studying and everything. I was like, well, it's time to put all that studying to work.
Right.
It had been some years that I already been studying, doing research. So when it came down to it, I was like, man, it's already like you've been doing it.
Yeah.
You've been studying how to do it, and then everything's repetitive. So
Yeah.
I was like, let's go, let's do it.
And
that's-
do or die, bro. Do or
You know what I
die.
mean? That's kind of how it happened. And then after that, they were happy with the first custom. So actually, they came back 3 more times.
Oh shit!
So because of them, it's kind of got things rolling.
It gave you that motivation.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, but people started seeing what I can do. So when they were like, okay, well, can you do this? I was like, hey, yeah, let's do it. Anything's possible on a shoe. You know what I mean? So, that's kind of how it all happened with the whole Extreme Custom Kicks.
Yeah,
That's fucking dope. That's fucking dope. We're gonna have to have you do something for us, bro.
yeah, definitely.
Hell yeah.
Definitely want some cancel shoes. It says the word cancel on there.
Hell yeah.
Put the logo on the bottom.
Oh, that would have been badass. Just
That would never. I'm like this. You can just see it
Sarsaparilla.
right here. Damn.
Yeah. You probably just have to put it on right before the show and just stay like
Yeah.
that.
yeah.
Because that shit rubs off easily on the soul.
Okay.
Yeah, man. And it was crazy because I actually got interviewed on a podcast when I started the whole shoe deal. Homeboy looked me up and he was like, "Hey, I see you've been doing some shoes, man. Can you come through for an interview?" I said, "Hey, yeah, let's do it." I come through. I was like, shit, I could get my shoes out there, promote, get some advertising going, whatever. So I was like, hey, yeah. And Camarada actually, after doing the interview, he actually insisted, like, he kept insisting to me, "Hey, you sure you don't want to do a podcast?" I said, "Nah, bro. I got customs. I'm doing custom shoes, bro."
Yeah.
And he's like, "Cause you were good. It looked like you was a natural, whatever." And I was like, "Nah. I mean, I ain't talking about doing shit. I'm just trying to do my shoes, bro." And like that, it was like 2-3 weeks straight. He kept calling me, calling me, bro. And like, "Hey, what's up, man?" And it even came down to him telling me, he's like, "Hey, I got the spot reserved. Just let me know."
Damn, bro.
And I was like,
yeah.
I was like, "Nah, bro, I don't even want to do it, man." I was like, "It's not for me, bro." You know what I mean? And out of respect, I was kind of more like, you know what? I was like, you know what? Fuck it, bro.
I'm gonna try it.
You know what? You keep calling me and let me try it, bro. And I jumped on it, bro. I went ahead and I jumped on it, and and I told him, I was like, "Look, we'll do it, but you'll be my first guest."
Oh shit.
You know what I mean? So he was my first guest, and we did it. We went back and forth, and you can say I guess it wasn't until like maybe the second, third show where I was like, you know what?
This is
Maybe I could, maybe there's something here, maybe. You know what I mean?
I mean, yeah. And then you had all these industry connections, and that must make it.
It was a plus. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, we don't know anything. We're just vulturing off of your guests, bro. We see somebody come out of your show, we're like, hey,
we're
who
just
are
like
you?
around the corner.
Yeah.
Ya acabaron? Hold on,
That's why we're trying to get here early, bro. We're trying to get that.
Hey, you'll get the fishnet ready.
Yeah.
Hey, agárralos.
If I would have knew Miss Gold was gonna be here, I would have been here.
You
Hey,
would have been.
by the way, though,
We're-
thanks for a lot, though. You've been so cool to help us out, también.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
You've always been like, hey, get these guys, and
Hey,
vice versa.
you're the only reason we got Coast,
Oh, bro.
because I randomly messaged them.
Okay.
I'm like, I was going through. I'm like, it'd be cool if I could interview. I'm a big Coast fan.
Yeah.
So I was like, it'd be fucking dope as hell if I could interview him. And I messaged him. I didn't think he was gonna reply. I thought he was gonna be like most of the other people that they just ignore it.
No estás
Yeah.
chingando, leave me alone.
Yeah, he's like, I'm like, hey, if you're ever in the DFW area, we got a podcast. If you want to come on, that'd be badass,
Mm-hmm.
Then he's like, well, yeah. He's like, you know what? I'll be in the DFW area this day. I'm gonna do a show with Elm. I was like, Elm. I was like, oh shit, Elm.
Yeah.
And he's like, once I get done with his, I'll just do yours. I'm like, we do our show in the same spot. He goes, oh, easy, yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's
much
how that
love,
worked
man,
out.
to you, man. Thank you so much,
So,
bro.
thank you, even though we vulture off your guests.
Nah,
bro.
It's
Like
crazy.
you always make sure we get guests or hooking us up with guests.
Yeah.
So
No,
I
it's all
appreciate
good, man.
It's all love.
Shit. Like I tell people, dog, I ain't in no competition with anybody.
Me neither.
If I could help somebody out that, they're doing their thing as well, shit, hey.
Like,
you know?
girl, the last time they was here, what was her name? The chick that she goes, I want to be on his show. I said, hey, she wants to be on your show. She goes, not like that. I'm like, nah, hey, hey, you don't get fed if you don't say nothing.
Yeah.
He's right the man. You were just standing right there. I said, ask him.
Yeah,
Right.
there's a lot of artists, this is one thing that I be telling artists, if they don't take their art serious, don't expect me to take you serious.
Facts.
That's just being real. And I Hey, bro, I'm not nobody to be like, hey, I know my music, or I know this, I know that, I got an ear for music, and if I hear your music, and it sounds like trash, you know what I mean? More likely, I'm probably not gonna put you on
Yeah.
the show, because you don't respect your craft. Don't expect me to do it.
Yeah, if you don't like it, you just don't like it. That's a
And
fucking opinion.
I mean, but not only that, if okay, even say, let's say somebody's trash, but they got some badass work ethic. They're fucking hustling, bro. They're hungry. They're trying to get it.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna bring you on because I see you. I'm watching you navigate and
You watching that
network.
grind go.
Yeah, exactly, bro. So that's one thing. I love the hustle. I love the grind. So when I see somebody grinding, no matter what kind of grind it is, I was like, oh hell yeah, he's trying to get it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It kind of makes me like, okay, let me get it too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like a kind of cheering
competition, yeah.
system. So it kind of fuels my fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's kind of how I look at it.
Right.
Yeah, that's what I always tell these fools. I'm like, if we got somebody that can only be on the show a certain day,
Yeah. So
let's just go with it because
we've
we
been
might
going
not
back
be
to
able to
back.
get that person again, and
Yep.
that person may do something big, and we could have that be like, oh, we interviewed him first, or
Yeah.
we did our interview with him. Here it goes. Now that he's blowing up, At the end of the day, you got to grind the fuck out of everything in every which way just to make it work.
Yeah.
Exactly. We've been back to back from Fridays, sometimes to Monday to Wednesday. I know Kenny's probably tired of us already. Like,
Calling
yo,
them all random. Hey, Kenny, we got a guest that can only do it this day. Do you think you could
Yeah.
open the studio for us?
but we
He's
love
like,
it though
I
because
guess.
they gave us that freedom. Like, hey, whatever days, just call us.
So shout out to SourKidsProductions
Yeah, much love to
over
you.
here working with us, even though we're a pain in the ass,
Yeah.
making it work.
Yeah, shit. I've been here since day one, man. I remember when I left the other studio and I found out these guys were getting their own studio. I was like, you know what? I got to roll over there.
Yeah.
Because I like working with these guys.
Yeah. That's
They was
crazy.
always on point, so I was like, hey, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's how I met him through the other studio was. And first day I met was Kenny, actually. Kenny and shout out to Dookie. We met and then they moved. It took us a while to come out here because the drive is far.
Yeah, we're from Fort Worth, so we
Yeah, that's what he was telling me. I was like, damn, Fort
Yeah.
Worth?
But-
Damn.
but we worked out a nice little deal.
But not only that, these guys are worth it though. These
Yeah.
guys have helped us también. They helped us
They treat us like royalty.
Yeah. He gives the VIP treatment.
Dang, Kenny.
Yeah.
I don't even get treated like royalty.
Bro, he pays for our gas. My guy.
Dang,
Nah.
treats, treats me like a stepchild over here.
He's like, I'm here since day one. What's up, Kenny?
For real. Like, what's up, Kenny?
We gotta
What's
talk
going
after
on?
this.
Can I get some benefits over here?
Nah.
See this was supplied.
Hey, let me
from
find out.
Sour
Yeah.
Kids.
Hey, let me find out. Yeah, I got a 401k over here.
Bro, you didn't
You don't
know?
have it?
Ah,
Oh,
damn.
damn.
Kenny, what's going on,
You
buddy?
got to set up for life, bro.
What's going on?
It's a test run. Yeah, but and when we came over here, man, it was the easiest decision ever.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so much better over here. So
Better quality,
better quality,
better
pizza,
sound.
better. My host is better. Nah, what's
My
that,
hose is better. My shoes is better.
Yeah. So how long y'all been in it?
Bro.
Well, he's done it longer. I've only done it for maybe almost a year now.
Almost a year.
I was that random person that he just would fuck with and
What?
get on the show.
It's kind of like how your story is with him.
Mhm.
It's kind of the same thing because like he would. One time he just went to go visit while I was on the other show, and he went to visit and he ended up being on the show and people loved him, bro. Like people just reacted to him, and they're like, "Yo, man, that guy right there, that cholo guy."
He's
I
the
hate
cholo
that.
guy.
Fuck you.
And I was just like,
The cholo.
I already knew who they were talking about. And like, yo, he's funny. Like, so we had another member. It was supposed to be three of us, and he dropped out.
Oh, bro.
Like he stopped when on the beginning stages. Like, yo, he just stopped answering the phone calls. He just automatically just didn't do so. It was just two of us, and I told my other guy, I'm like, yo, I want my brother-in-law because he's funny. He doesn't stick to the script. He's his own individual. Like, and he's not trying to be like nobody.
Yeah.
Like, he's not trying to impersonate nobody. He's not in competition with nobody. Even if he wanted to, he's like a donkey. He's an ass. He's only
He's
gonna
an ass.
cuando él se quiere mover, he's gonna move.
Yeah.
If he doesn't want to move, he's not gonna move. And I mean, he's him.
I'm gonna do what I want, bro.
Exactly.
There ain't nothing about it. I'm just
So
gonna
I
do
gave
what
him, I
want.
think, 3 chances. Like I would call him the last 30 minutes, like before the show started.
Yeah.
I said, hey, bro, I need you to come, and he would show up. And by the third one, I said, bro, it was just a test, bro. I really, you're part of the crew, bro.
I remember that episode too. I'm like, God damn, y'all motherfuckers have me up here so much. Just make me a part of the show. This fool goes, well, now that you said it.
You are, yeah.
He's like, you actually already are.
Yeah.
You just didn't know it.
He passed, bro, and you were like,
And
what?
now I'm here.
Yeah, so we switched it up.
And then he was like, but I thought I was already part of the crew.
Yeah, right? Like, nah, you are, but don't forget, let this monkey get do your job.
Mm-hmm.
But no, lo traigamos para acá, moved over here. And bro, it's been like even like further. I feel like we wouldn't be on that because I never thought we would meet people like you, Kenny. Just the guest that we have got has been wild. Have y'all seen last episode? We had an OnlyFans girl and a stripper.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was wild.
Let my boy over here doing the splits.
Yeah, so go
He
check.
might do the splits for you today, bro.
Nah.
Man, sorry, I ain't got no ones.
Oh, you don't need them, bro. You don't
He's
need them.
there. He was-
This fool works for pizza, bro.
Yo, somebody said on the comment, what's it?
Oh yeah, some motherfucker said on one of the comments, he's like the diabetes podcast.
Calling us gordos. Fuck you. But
I'm
But
a
yeah.
little thick.
but that's how we started. After that, bro, my boy's he's been grinding. One thing about him, he never stops. Just like while I stop or I get into tape with work and everything in life, this fucker's still going. He's messaging everybody and anybody. Like, hey, you want to be on the show? No, fuck you. Hey, you want to be on the show?
He said,
No,
Yeah.
fuck you.
I go down the list. I'm like, I'm gonna go like this. No. Oh, right here. Just-
Even though he might get in trouble every once in a while, why are you messaging that fine bitch? Like, hey, it's for the cancer show. It's for
It's
the
for
cancer
the
the
show.
cancel
show,
show,
babe.
man. I gotta
It's my
sacrifice.
job.
I gotta take one for the team. What do you expect?
Why did I have that stripper on the show? It's for the show.
Yeah.
You weren't alone, were you? No.
He's like, hey, these cameras are off after the.
They turned off after a while.
Yeah. So, but do you ever plan to go back to music, man? Like, do you ever miss it? Do you ever
Yeah,
like-
the creative part of it, because I was not only was I involved in the music with the whole managing and all that, also musically I was involved as well. I helped co-produce a couple tracks on the group's couple albums.
Right.
Even towards the end of the whole music, it was just me and my boy Vegas.
Yeah.
We had started our independent label called Heads Up Records, and as him being the main artist, we came out with one album and a mixtape. The album was actually called Lights, Cameras, Transactions. And you could actually hear it it's on YouTube. You can go check it out on Heads Up. That's the homepage.
Okay.
You can look it up. They got a lot of the old music on there.
Lights, cameras, transactions.
Yeah, that was the last project, and like I said, we had a lot of people on there. We actually had Miss Lucci on there.
Oh, wow.
Twin Berettas.
Oh, okay.
Twin Berettas was on that
So this was
project.
around what year?
This is it had to be about 2003.
Yeah, because you said Twin Beretta, so I'm assuming 2002, 2003.
Yeah, it's right before they actually split
apart.
up.
Yeah.
So we were lucky enough to get them before they end up splitting up. So that's how I met Coast, and homeboy Kodaki. I met him. Both of them. They came down. We did the track. It's called Boss Hogs. It's on that album, and it was a dope ass song. They came and they did their thing, and shit. I was like you know what I mean. I was a Coast fan. I'm a Coast fan. So homeboy got he's very lyrical.
Oh, yeah.
That's what I like about his style.
He's
But,
versatile, bro. He can go with anything.
Yeah, exactly. And then he does
And like he doesn't change his style, but he just bends it to make make it fit with your style, which is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's probably one of my favorite rappers.
Yeah. Yeah. I would have to say, as far as, that goes, yeah. I put him up there. Homeboy goes hard. But, on that project we had a lot of people on there. We had a lot of D-Town artists on there. As a matter of fact, we had Head Crack on there from 97 on the beat.
Oh shit, that's dope.
Head Crack was on there. Mr. Lucci's on there. Shit, we even had a song with rest in peace Cocoa Butter Brown from K104.
Okay.
A lot of people didn't know he could rap, but shit.
Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Cocoa Butter Brown, he was a beast. So yeah, man. After that, we dropped a mixtape called the Gorilla Grinds. The Gorilla Grinds, that was a dope project. That was, like I said, the last project I was involved in. After that, just kind of just left the music. And I mean, that's I guess that's the only part that I do miss is the creative part about
Right.
it. Being in the studio,
Yeah.
even down to working on a beat,
Yeah.
or concepts, for songs and stuff like that. All that, you build like a camaraderie, with
Yeah.
the people that you're with, and all that, so that's you could say that's what what I miss about the music.
Right.
You know what I mean? And going on shows, on tours and stuff like that.
I'm pretty sure that was fucking
That
dope.
was
as hell.
You know what I
wild.
mean? Because we actually got to do a little mini tour with Lil Flip.
Oh, shit.
So that was dope.
Shout out to Flip.
Yeah, shout out to Flip. You know what I mean? And I got to meet him early on in his career when he came out with the Lucky Charms album.
Oh yeah, I remember. He was dressed like the leprechaun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
The fuck, bro?
He had that little suit on with all green. Yeah,
Yeah.
I remember that.
So it's dope. You know what I mean? We had a little run. También, the guys were actually in a telenovela as well. It was called La Ley del Silencio. Actually, shout out to my boy Gerardo Davila. He was also in that telenovela that was there, and he's also done several movies as well. But we was in that, and that was a good experience. It was first time being like behind the scenes and stuff like that. Watching the guys do their thing, and they actually had a pretty good role in the novela. So, that was pretty
You
dope.
got to see them work and shit.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to be a part of. I'm trying to get on a music video, bro.
Oh, dude.
I've asked everybody. I'm like, hey, if you ever shoot a music video, let me know. I want to be on one.
You gotta get my boy on the
Yeah, I want to be on a music video, bro. I just want to be that guy in the background, bro. I'll stand there and I like hard.
Oh, girl said she wanted to do in that leather and a bike, right?
Yeah, I don't know about the she wants the assless chaps.
Damn.
So let me ask you this, bro. Do you think there's one more in you for an album? Like, do you think there's one more in there? Like, call it your masterpiece. Do you think you have that in you? Like, this.
Man, I think it is, but I don't think I'm chasing it anymore. You know what I mean? I think that part, I think is, as a hobby,
Yeah.
I'll do it. Go in the studio, make a couple beats, some tracks and stuff
Right.
like that. But as far as me actually going back to music full time, nah.
But what if you did? Who would be like your guest stars now? Like now, the new rappers, maybe old rappers. Who would you have on there?
Let's say you're making a CD right now. Who would be like your go-to person to be like, I want this guy, and this guy?
Man, see, we gotta have a little bit of old school in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to definitely have Nas or Jay-Z.
Oh hell yeah!
You know what I mean? That'd be dope.
Yeah.
Working on a project with them.
With the legend.
Yeah. Either or, it wouldn't matter. It would have to be both. It could be either or.
He's like, but if it's both, I'll take it.
I'll
Yeah,
take
yeah,
it.
yeah. But if we're talking about some now, it would have to be J. Cole and Kendrick.
Mm.
Those are respectable fucking choices.
Just because I don't like that bullshit rap that's out right now.
I was gonna ask you about
That
Yeah.
mumble rap. You know what I mean? You ain't saying shit. You know, you coming at me with Gucci Gang, Gucci Gang.
This is my mind.
Nah,
Yeah.
You know, I'm not knocking the music, but it's not my style.
Yeah.
There
It's
you
not my
go.
preference. I'm not gonna. That's not what's gonna be coming out of my speakers.
Right.
Well, see, that's what we were talking earlier. I was like, I didn't like when I first heard Kendrick. I wasn't really trying to pay attention to it.
Yeah,
And then after I heard, Section 80, and that was years after he already had 3 other albums.
yeah.
out. But I heard Section 80, and I actually listened through it all the way through, and I was like, oh shit, this dude is pretty dope. It takes me a while to give a rapper a chance. Like, I'll be hearing a lot of rappers, and I'm just like, it's cool, but it's just not for me.
You know, I just never wanted to be that person that you know, you grew up listening to a certain music, and at the time that you're growing up listening to this music, the older folks, they're like, man, what the fuck are they listening to?
Yeah.
Listen to some bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, I always told myself, you know what? I'm always gonna give music a chance.
Right.
You know what I mean? Until you come at me with some real bullshit, then I ain't not trying to hear it. Bro.
Right.
But yeah, so I hear all the music that comes out. Hey, I just don't want to be that guy that be like, what the fuck are they listening to?
What the
No,
fuck is this shit?
Yeah, exactly.
I think it's different for all of us because, like, what we have back in the 3-6 Mafia.
This is the
That was
3-6.
Listen 3-6 or Está Kid Mas, Luis Lucci and all that. Like they was, just.
Mr. Pookie, yeah.
I mean, our era was different. Ours is more. I would say we would do more gangster shit than what it is now. What?
It was more of a.
I mean, what year were you born?
I'm from 86.
87.
87,
So
80.
yeah, so you know what I mean. It's like it was different back then.
Yeah,
But see, with me, I had brothers that were your age.
yeah. We'll
So,
see.
like, back when I was fucking 7 or 8, I'm over there listening to Too Short,
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I'm over there listening to Eazy. I was a big West Coast fan. Like, I wouldn't even pick up New York music. Like, it wasn't.
And it was crazy because it was because of my cousin. One of my cousins, I started listening to East Coast rap out there in the West Coast. So I was like, hey, this is different than West Coast rap.
See, for me, it was when I heard Biggie.
Hmm.
When I heard Biggie, I was like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
Me was Pac. When I heard
And,
Pac,
and
I was like,
when I heard Biggie, I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
this is some New York shit. All right. Then I started looking into more. I kind of already knew about Wu-Tang, but I just really
Yeah.
wasn't feeling it.
Man,
yeah.
But then I started hearing more of Method Man by himself,
Yeah.
and I was just like, Method Man became one of my favorites,
Right.
And it just, I never really gave a lot of music a chance. Even now, I'm starting to pick up like a lot of older shit that I never gave it a chance.
yeah.
Mm.
Now I'm like, okay, this was pretty dope. I should have listened to this back then, or maybe I just couldn't comprehend it at the moment,
Yeah, man, I fell in love with New York, the whole New York style, vibe. I mean, down to, man, I used to love how, when I used to see videos and dudes would be pulling up in them Jeeps and shit and SUVs,
Yeah.
And come out in them Timbos and shit.
The big ass puffy jackets. And shit.
Yeah, that whole vibe to me was dope. It was like, it's kind of like some gutter gangster shit.
Yeah.
Kind of like,
But it's a different gutter. It's a different,
yeah.
it's a different gangster type of vibe over there.
Yeah, exactly. So they kind of take on kind of like the Italian mafia kind of gangster type.
Right. Right.
And I grew up listening to Nas, Wu-Tang, stuff like that. So I've always liked lyrics.
Right.
And for me, lyrics have always came from the East Coast.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the dopest MCs came from the East Coast.
A lot of the more lyrical shit came from over there. I think it was what made it for me was when I was a teenager, I was all about the gangster shit, so I was over there, Chronic, Doggy Style, listening to those albums, because I was in my gangster mode, I was like, I just want to fuck bitches and smoke weed.
Still.
That's every day.
It never got out the system. But no, that's what that was the mode I was in. And then it wasn't until I got a little older in life that I was like, let me listen to this Nas album. I haven't heard this one. This is fucking dope. Let me listen to this. Let me listen to that. And then I just started listening to so much more East Coast rap because it was more fulfilling. You know, it gave you more.
Yeah.
It gave you more substance. And then, you know what I mean? The West Coast shit was cool, but it was more violence, I guess.
Yeah.
It was more gangster shit, you know?
No.
And then, you know, I grew up in Texas, so Zero, you know, SPM,
Shit, Scarface.
Scarface,
Scarface,
Coast,
yeah,
you know,
yeah.
everything, you know? That's what we had, you know?
Yeah.
And it was different because it wasn't East Coast, it wasn't West Coast, it was fucking different.
Mm-hmm.
Texas rap was something way different than these other two, you know? It was slower, it had a different lingo to it,
Oh yeah.
it didn't sound the same. Pimp C's one of my favorite
Oh yeah.
of all
Yeah.
fucking time.
Yep.
Pimp C said some shit,
Mm-hmm.
and he meant what he said, you know? He didn't give a fuck who he offended. He was going to say what he was going to say. He didn't give a fuck. I love that. That was my shit.
Oh yeah.
Who's back in the day? Was it DSR? There's South Riders, right?
Yeah.
That was getting at
Big Tug.
Big Tuck.
Big
yeah.
Tug and all them.
Tum Tum, Fat
Yeah.
Bastard, all them boys.
See, those are the ones I remember back then. I'm like, damn, when they were underground and all that. I'm like, damn, these lyrics are fire, bro. It's the big, it's
Yeah.
CK. You on mics like a mic buffet. You know, I was like, dang.
Yeah, them actually, DSR, there was trendsetters out here in D-Town, most
Mhm.
definitely. You know what I mean? They actually, they were a major influence out here in the D-Town movement.
Yeah.
Shout out to George Lopez, T-Town Music, Trini, what's up, baby?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
because
See, I wish I could say shit like that. Like when he brings up name, what's up, baby? What's up to
Yeah.
this person? What's up?
I mean,
I'm
you
like,
know
I
what
can't say nothing like that. Hey, Miguel, my brother.
hey,
Hey,
Hi,
shout
kids at
out.
home.
hey, shout out to T-Bone Trigger, all them locked up or one.
Shout out to the elotero at the corner store.
Hey.
What's up, man?
Shout out to Maria that make them badass tortas at that taco shop.
Said that
Oh, yeah.
That's all I can say, bro. I can't shout out nobody big because I don't know anybody.
Shout out
big.
little Debbie, just no, but nah. Just make up names, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna start doing that. I'm gonna just start doing random names.
Oh,
So what's one person that you met that you were just like,
starstruck.
you were starstruck. You were impressed. You know, you were like, oh shit, I can't believe I'm next to this fucking person.
Oh shit,
The
the
cancel
DLC, man, the DLC.
Oh shit.
I ran into like Pitbull back in the day. Fucking Mob D. Several artists, bro. But DLC, bro. I remember, as a matter of fact, I was chilling somewhere and at the time it was my girl. She was like, "Hey, some dude wants to meet you." And I was like, ain't nobody want to meet me. You know what I mean? And he's like, yeah. She's like, his name's Doc or Doctor. And, I was like, what? I was like, wait a minute, what is he, a rapper or what? I was like, and she was like, nah, yeah, I think so. He thinks he's a rapper. And I was like, because I know only two Docs, and it's, DOC or Dr. Dre.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, and I know it's not Dr. Dre. He's not gonna be up here.
Yeah.
So then I was like, just, just point at yourself and just kind of like, see where he's at, so I could just look. And then she points, and I'm like, I look, and I'm like, I was like, are you serious? That's who you're talking about? And she's like, yeah. Who is he? I was like, man, that's the Doc. That's the DOC. I was like, that's a legend. I was like, I used to fuck around with NWA back in the day. I was like, that was one of my artists that I used to jam to.
Yeah.
I had his tape, bro. I used to jam out to the Formula, and and I was like, man, I was like, this dude's a fucking legend. And he's like, and he wants me to go sit with him. And she's like, yeah. I was like, oh shit. I was like, man.
Hey,
Kind of did a Craig. I did a Craig real quick. You know what I'm
try
saying?
to get yourself fresh. You try not to get too excited.
Yeah,
Walk
and I was
over there
like,
calm and cool.
all right, cool. I was like, here, let's go. So I head over there, and then, sure enough, like, yo, what's up? What's going on with the raspy voice, bro? And I was like, oh, shit. You know what I mean? At this time, I've only heard about he had the accident, lost the voice.
Yeah.
I ain't never heard him speak, until that moment. And I was like, oh, shit. I was like, damn, it's true, you know what I mean? And And it's crazy, all the stories you hear, they start going through your head like, oh shit, homeboy was there when this happened, that happened, and it's crazy, bro.
He's seen all the legendary shit that you only hear of, you know?
Yeah, exactly. And it was funny because after that, every time he would pop up, he would call me up, and he's like, hey, what's up? And I was like, oh shit, can't believe DLC's calling me,
calling me.
come fucking hang out with him and shit. And then I would tell my boys like, yeah, I was chilling with DLC, and they're like, yeah,
Sure you were.
sure you were, buddy.
Oh yeah.
He's like, hey, maybe you need to,
Put the weed down.
put the weed down for a little bit. And then it was crazy because one time he actually heard one of the songs where one of the guys from the group gave him a shout out, kind of gave him his flowers. And I remember I had a CD. I never hit him up with hey, put me on, hey, what's up, and that's kind of what he kind of liked about me, that I never pressed anything on him.
Clout chasing.
Yeah, exactly. I was doing music at the time, but I never once told him, hey, here's my music, put us on, or see what you can do.
Right.
Because I was like, in my head, I was like, man, bad homeboy gets that shit all the time. So I didn't even want to fuck with him in that aspect. I was like, you know what?
If he asked for it, I'll give it to him.
Hey, to me, it was cool enough that he wanted to hang out with me, and he would call me up every time he was in town. And he took one of the CDs one day. He grabbed it. He's like, you mind if I take it? I was like, go ahead, bro. I always kept CDs with me all the time. And he ended up taking one, and he actually listened to it, because the next time we met up, he was like, hey, tell your boy, appreciate for what, for the shout out, for the flowers. And I was like, you know what? Here, tell him yourself. And
so that way they can believe me.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, bro. And back then, selfies and all that shit wasn't, wasn't really all that. It was barely getting hip and all that. So I did take a picture one time, and that was dope, bro, because he got to tell me some stories that only people that were there could tell you these stories.
No.
And just to be like, damn, that's dope. He's telling me pieces of hip hop history, that you could only get if you know somebody personally like that. So that was pretty dope. So to answer your question, it would have to be the DLC.
All right. Can you tell us one of those stories though? Like,
I mean, one time he was talking to me about Tupac.
Oh, I'm all ears for this one.
He said, so he told me the story. So I'm not making anything up. This is what he said. He was like, man, he was like, one day we was chilling in the studio. Of course, Pac was always surrounded by a mob of dudes. Wherever he went, that was his entourage. And, he was telling me that Pac was very comical. He liked cracking jokes. He liked talking shit. Not necessarily saying he's talking bad shit, but, just like,
having fun.
Yeah, just having fun at other people's expense.
Mm-hmm.
And he said that Doc said something, and fucking there goes Pac, kind of like trying to make fun of how he was talking. He's like, or some shit like that. And he said he got up, but then as soon as he got up, like 6, 7 motherfuckers got up with him. Like, what you talking about? And he's like, couldn't do shit. Pac was kind of like untouchable when he was around his boys.
Yeah.
So he's like, so I just had to let him talk his shit. So that was like I said, that was a moment right there that I was like, okay, that was dope. You know what I mean? Got to hear a little story that I would have never ever heard of.
Yeah.
If I didn't know him. So, but yeah, that was dope, man. That was a little exciting moment, in my time where, and it wasn't one time, it was, several times, that we would kick it, and, that's kind of like towards the end of my kind of like the music, you know what I mean? Because after that, kind of lost in contact with him, and, you know what I mean? And, he's still doing this thing. So, I could just imagine the type of people that hit him up daily.
Oh yeah.
So you know what I mean. But I'm like, you know what? I'll wait for the right time. I'm gonna run into him one day, and boom, I'll have him on the podcast.
Oh
And,
yeah.
you know,
Hey, bro, just let us know the day. So that way I can just
it's gonna be top
randomly
secret.
show up.
It's
Just trying
He's
to
like-
vulture your fucking people.
Hey, he's gonna be hiding out around the corner like,
Nope, not yet.
I'm gonna be like, Elm, is that him?
Doc's gonna be like, what the fuck?
DOC, Doc.
Oh,
After the show, can I talk to you?
so
He's gonna tell me he's like, hey, does these doors open so I can sneak out the
That's how
back?
you get out of here. I'll be out there waiting for him too, bro.
Yeah, pop.
boy, you should have been a Mormon.
Right?
Damn.
So what's next for you, bro? Like you said, well, just backtrack it a little bit. How'd you meet the guys that you were managing?
Shit. Well, when I
Let's
moved
talk
out
about
here, when I moved out here in '94, I met Vegas.
Right.
So through Vegas, you know, he was doing his music thing. So, you know, that's how we end up meeting, you know, the rest of the group. You know what I mean, of Mexodus. You know, that's what we're talking about.
Or are you talking about who he's managing now?
Well, both. I mean, because I know I saw the ones you are managing now. But
Well, right now is my boy
Give us a little
D-Mar.
bit about the great D-Mar.
D-Mar, as a matter of fact, you know, my boys from out there, Terrell, Texas, and homeboy's a youngster, man, that got some fire, man. You know, when I first heard him, actually before I heard him, he was telling me, he's like, man, I do music. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's cool, bro.
You're like,
You
yeah,
know? Yeah,
good for
you,
congratulations. You know,
so does everybody else.
yeah, exactly. So it wasn't something new that I was hearing. So, you know, when people tell me they do music and I'm like, oh, you know, that's cool. Hell yeah, you know, keep grinding. And he kept telling me about it. And then my other partner at work, he's like, oh yeah, you know, shit, check out Elms. You know, he got a podcast and everything. I was like, there you go. I was like throwing my business out there, you know, because I don't, you know, I keep my shit separate, you know what I mean? What I do outside of work, you know, is my business. And then when I'm at work, you know. So, you know, my boy was over there telling them what I was doing, whatever. So he's like, oh, yeah, man. And so he got more curious as far as like, hey, check out my music. And I was like, nah, I'm cool, bro. You know what I mean? I'm not into, I'm into music, but I was like, you know, I'm not doing any music. You know, I got my podcast, you know.
yeah.
So, you know, but he really was persistent as far as wanting me to hear his music. So one day we're at, it's my lunch break. And, you know, he tells me, he's like, hey, bro, do you mind if I come kick it with you at lunch? You know, and I was like, yeah, come on. It's cool. You know, so he hops in my ride. So he's like, hey, you mind if I play you my music? And I was like, oh, there you go, bro.
He got you, bro.
I was like, look, man, honestly, to tell you the truth, we're on my lunch break. You know, this is my Zen time. You know what I mean? I kind of focus so I could make it through the second half of the day. You know what I mean? I don't want to end up choking somebody or be like, you know, having to be like, you know what, fuck this shit, I'm going home. So, you know, I was like, so I'm just kind of trying to relax and gather myself before I go back in this bitch. And then he's like, come on, man, real quick, bro. He's like, I was like, look, man, I don't have an aux cord or anything like that so for you to plug in. So just go ahead and play it on your phone. He's like, nah, bro, this ain't gonna do no justice, man. You know, the speaker's fucked up. You ain't gonna be able to hear it right. And I was like, so he tells me, hey, let's go to my car. And I was like, oh, bro, man.
Now I gotta
was
get
like,
up and get out.
now
the car.
you're getting me completely out of my comfort zone. You're taking me over there. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You're going through this trouble to get me to listen to your music. Fuck it. Let's do it. Let's go. So we go over there and he pops in the first song and I'm like, oh shit. Caught my ear right off the top. And then I was like, and I told him straight up, I was like, man, and I didn't tell him, but in my head I was like, the next song, he's rapping identical how he was just rapping. Like it was, let's say it sounded like it was the same track that he didn't stop rapping. I was like, nah, I ain't even gonna fuck with him. I'm like, hey, it's nice work. You know, keep up the good work.
Yeah.
But you know, when he played the next song, I was like, oh shit. I was like, that's dope.
Switched it up on you, huh?
Yeah, completely, bro. Down to the track, the whole track, the whole style, everything. So I was like, hey, you know, it caught me. So right at the top, you know, I was like, play another one. And I was like, oh shit, you switched it up again. Different style. And I was like, hey, not bad. You know, homeboy got something there, man. So we actually he did a show for Peso Peso not too
Oh,
long
shit,
ago
that's dope.
for Accomplice at the
Oh,
Slay
okay.
House. And homeboy got up there, man, and he, you know, his people showed up. You know, he was telling me, he was like, man, you know, I've been doing my music, you know, and I'm out here grinding, trying to get it. And it's like, man, I got a little following, you know what I mean? If I tell them, they'll show up. And sure enough, you know, they showed up. You know, he performed. I was even like, oh shit. I wasn't expecting what I was witnessing. You know, so homeboy got something special. You know, so you know, I'm trying to, you know, lead him down right direction, you know, so he won't make some of the mistakes that a lot of cats make, you know. So, you know, I'm trying to offer, I guess, like a blueprint.
Right.
You know, I've been in certain places where you want to go.
You're trying to make sure he gets to where
You know what I mean?
you're trying to make sure he gets to where he's supposed to be without deviating.
Deviating on somebody trying to fuck him.
Yeah, because you learned.
You know what I'm saying? Because I mean, I know how this game is. I played this game, you know, both ways. So,
Right.
you know, so I already know, you know, a lot of the places where some of these people want to go, I've been there. You know what I mean? I've been around these celebs, and it ain't shit. You know, they're just like me and you. They just got more money.
That's it.
That's it.
But I wish there was more people like that. You don't hear managers talking like that. Like how many, even DMX being at his best, fucking manager what, stole a lot of his money? I mean, Tyson, you hear about this a lot. So
Oh yeah, bro. You
It's
know
a dirty
they.
game, bro.
shit, no, you hear Tyson goes, everybody would fight for my dirt. What was it when he wanted to go to the cleaners? People would fight for his clothes because he said I would forget that I had $10,000 in my pocket.
How do you forget $10,000?
Because he was making that much.
Yeah.
I don't care. Like, that's a big ass stack. How do you just forget about it? Like,
It's not that you forget about it. It's just like
it's not
you got more where
noticeable.
that
Yeah.
came from.
Yeah, I would have been a little frustrated though. But then again, it takes some balls, like to be persistent. It could be either admiring or it could be annoying when somebody's that persistent. Like, hey, bro, come on, listen to my shit. I promise you.
Hey, but he did the right thing though. He jumped in the car. He'd be like, he can't go nowhere. He's in his car.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I was tripping out because I was like, damn, I was almost was like, nah, kid, you know, don't bother me. You know, I almost did that because you know, and like I said, you know, I was at work, so like I said, I was in my Zen moment.
I got a question for you, and it's gonna be. We can either edit this out or not. But do you know what is this fucking Smurf? Is it Bang Smurf or Big Smurf or a rapper? Rapper, he was on TikTok, all over TikTok, saying that black people shouldn't be signed. Was it Mexicans should be only signed to Mexicans and black people?
Oh,
signed
you're
to,
talking about that California dude. He's a California rapper.
¿Cómo se llama? Can you look him up for me, Kenny?
I can't remember his name, but
Bingham Smurf, I think.
the way it goes, there's a California Mexican rapper.
Yeah,
He was basically saying that he didn't want to get signed to no black-owned record labels. That he only wanted to be signed.
he looks up Smurf.
It's a Smurf, bro. It's a
Papa
blue guy.
Smurf pops up on the screen.
But he didn't want to be signed to no black-owned record labels.
Yeah.
That he only wanted to be signed to his people.
Well,
Do you believe that though? No, you.
well, look, like I tell a lot of people, back in my day when I was in the West Coast, you could say shit was kind of like segregated.
Right.
You know, you had your Morenos hung out with Morenos, and Mexicans hung out with Mexicans. I mean, and then you had Armenians as well.
No shit.
Armenians kind of like
Armenians, for
almost kind of like Kardashians kind of You know, they were from out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So they hung out with their own crowd. You know, Asians the same thing.
Yeah.
Asians would hang out with Asians. So I can see the mentality of what he's saying, but me personally, you know, shit.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's 2022, my
Yeah.
God.
Well,
We're
it's
past
because
that.
also too, it's a different. Like he's a California rapper. The California rappers are. We're from
Well,
Texas.
I mean, if he wants to get stuck in the circuit of doing lowrider shows and doing all that, then hey,
Yeah,
then
that's up more power to
then
him.
yeah, exactly. You know, because the Morenos, they're probably gonna try to take you somewhere else, try to take you outside the box. You know, but you know they gotta cater to your demographics.
Yeah.
You know, if you're doing Chicano rap, well, you know, yeah, you need to find somebody that's gonna cater to what you do.
You're gonna be in
So-
all the. You're gonna be in all the car shows.
I mean, you know, that's what he wants. You know, right now what I see is a lot of the Latinos that are out here right now, you know, they're like, you know what, I'm not waiting
Right.
for somebody to sign me. You know, I'm out there, I'm gonna have to go get this independent money. You know, because it's out there. You know, anybody that wants to get it, they're gonna turn them wheels and start getting it. Work for it. You know, just countless of rappers out here that are getting it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's just like I feel like we're beyond that already. Yeah. I
Well,
mean,
It's because also too, you gotta like he said, back in the day, California was more segregated.
right.
Yeah.
And here in Texas, we're like all kind of blended in.
No, yeah, but it's true because when I got here in '94, you know, the culture, it was like a culture shock to me. I
Yeah.
wasn't used to some of the things that I was seeing, some of the stuff that I was being around. I was like, damn, back in Cali, this would not happen. You know, it would have been totally different.
Yeah.
You know, because like I said, even you put it like this, when I got here in '94, I went back to Cali in '98, and in 4 years, my Cali accent was gone. I was like, yo, how y'all doing? You know, kind of with the whole Texas South shit. And, you know, I had a couple of my cousins, people telling me, he's like, hey, you sound black. And I was like, nah, I don't sound black. I sound country. You know, because that's how people in the country, that's how they talk.
Right.
I got that in Chicago.
You know, because Mexicans sound like that, blacks sound like that, whites sound like that.
Especially if
So-
you're in the hood.
I mean, it doesn't matter if even if you're in the country.
Yeah.
You know, the further you are away from the city, you know, you're gonna find your country folks.
Yeah, you're gonna have that country slang.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not sounding a particular race. You
It
sounding
just sounds southern.
you sound southern, bro.
Right.
Sound country.
So
And anywhere you go in the South, everybody sounds the same. Everybody.
So I got that once when I went to Chicago. It was like 15-year-old me.
Mm.
15-year-old me was, I had a fade, long hair, slick back,
Yeah.
baggy jeans. And these dudes were dressed like cholos,
Mhm.
And I you would see that here and there, but like over there, they had their Ben Davis,
Yeah, yeah. He said
And I
the
was
Ben
just like-
Davis.
Yeah.
For me, it was different. I was just like,
Yeah.
okay, y'all doing that. One of the older kids, were playing around in the neighborhood. It was like a Latin King neighborhood,
Yeah.
One of the older kids, he's like, hey, why do you talk like that? I'm like, what do you mean? And me, I'm just like, what do you mean? He's like, you're talking black. I was like,
Still
what
don't
the
know
fuck you mean?
Yeah.
Like, what does
Yeah.
that mean? Like,
Yeah, what does that mean?
because I've sounded like this my whole fucking life, Like, I don't tell the difference. But I don't know. It's, I guess.
But
like,
see, like you go to the West Coast, everybody sounds proper.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. You know, they won't how can I put it? Everything they say is kind of just like right to the point.
Right.
You know, like if you ever listen to Too Short, you can hear it. You know how when he's rapping, every word is pronunciated
Correct. Yeah.
correct, but he's still flowing.
He's
you
just
know?
saying it right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And out here we have wholly different twang, twist to it. You know, what fixing means to us. It doesn't just mean, fixing something broken. It means you about to go to the store or some shit too.
Or everything's a hoe.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true.
Yeah, it's the language from here to other places is way different, and just even the way people act. I worked in Philadelphia for a while,
Mhm.
and when we were at our little hiring meeting, for the company I was working with, and the dude that was hired, he goes, "Hey, I know a lot of you guys that are from Texas." He's like, "Don't think that people here are rude.
Mhm.
We just move different." He goes, "You guys are more polite, more, you know, you guys move a little slower." He's like, and people up here, we move faster. So sometimes it sounds like we're being rude, but we're not. That's just our nature over here. You got
Mhm.
to go from point E to point B, as fast as you need to. He's like, and you guys, y'all are polite. He's like, I will say this. He goes, you guys are really polite. Y'all say thank you,
Mhm.
yes sir, no sir. He goes, these motherfuckers don't say that shit over here. And it really was different for me because I was never. I grew up in Texas my whole life. I never lived anywhere else. I lived over there for like 2 months, and I was completely like just. It was a culture shock, bro, because
Yeah.
I never seen people act that way. I went to New York and I was fucking mind blown there too, because people were just fucking damn near running everywhere.
Like zombies.
Yeah, and like fucking rude as shit too, bro. I've been to New York. I ain't never trying to go back.
That's the thing. I've always wanted to go to New York.
Me too.
Just I guess to me it's more of the history that's there, not necessarily to try to check out the Big Apple, just check it out. It's just the history behind it. Like when I go to San Antonio got a lot of history. The Alamo, and just knowing that right where you're standing, like if you try to think about it, just some years back there was some crazy shit going on.
Yeah. By the way, fuck the Alamo.
He said, "Fuck the Alamo."
Fuck the Alamo.
We haven't
But
forgotten.
shit. But I love, like I said, old
No,
cities.
yeah, you like the stories and
The stories. You know what I mean?
Like history.
Those mob stories that also exist in some of the cities like Chicago.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
New York. All that shit kind of fascinates me.
Yeah.
Not too long ago, I was doing the job, and we were actually at the Baptist University right there is in Grand Prairie, I believe.
I think so.
And so they were telling the dude that that like the caretaker of the whole university was telling me, he's like, they used to have an underground casino.
Oh shit.
And I was like, for real? I was like, where? He's like, as a matter of fact, on the top of the hill, he's like, there were tunnels. As a matter of fact, the building, he's like, where we were working at, he's like, the casino was in there. It was laid out, and it was strategically positioned to where they could see anywhere up in that hill. So if the cops were coming,
They had a warning, yeah.
yeah, they had escape routes. They would go underneath these tunnels in the little hill. People like Marilyn Monroe, Al Capone, Bonnie and Clyde. If they were coming out here during that time and they wanted to get fucked up and entertainment, boom, that's where they would go.
Doing all the illegal shit there.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it was crazy. I kind of was like, yeah, right. I didn't really believe it. And then he was like, watch, come over here. They still had it, the actual entrance to one of the caves. They put a glass, like the plexiglass on there, and you could turn on the light switch and you could actually see the steps, the original steps, and that whole looked fancy. So I could just imagine.
That's fucking dope.
Hell yeah.
That's pretty cool.
So
you're into all that old history, the old buildings, and I mean that's pretty dope. Like one thing when I went to New York and Philadelphia too, like a lot of history was made there. So whenever I was walking through the city or whatever, it's just the way these buildings were made and the way they look was just fucking incredible. A lot of cool shit, bro.
No, just just everything as far as like how everything originated. You know, because the further you get towards the east,
Yeah, the older it gets.
yeah, the older it gets, the more history is over there. You know, I'm from the West Coast, so you think about it. You know, that's kind of more newer, you could say,
Yeah.
than New York. You know, you could say, you know, out there it was kind of like the United States was founded out there. So there's a lot of history out there, man. So you know, that's what I like.
So I'm gonna ask you another controversial question. How you feel about Kanye right now?
How do I feel about Kanye?
Yeah.
It's crazy because
We love the Jews though.
yeah, we always
Jews.
I'm always
keep
kind
it
of
kosher here.
you could say since I started,
Yeah.
Kanye's also been right along with me, you could say. You know, he always had some material for me to talk about.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I mean, Kanye's being Kanye. You know?
That's all you catch at the end of the day. He's being Kanye. I don't get it. I know he does. I don't. I don't even try to get him all.
I don't. It's a touchy subject as far as some of the shit he said. You know, I believe in freedom of speech, but don't be reckless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of like what Trump did in the Capitol. You know, when
He didn't say go in there, but he said go in there. Yeah.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, he was still reckless with his words.
Well,
You know?
kind of like this guy. This is you found it. He found it. This is what is his name? L.A. rapper.
It doesn't have a name.
I remember it was Smurf something.
I don't think there's a Smurf in his name, bro.
I swear
He's like-
there is because that's what I remember.
I don't
him.
think so.
All right, want to bet?
Hey, those are tattoos. His face is not really blue.
Tattoos, bro.
Obviously, he's gonna answer it.
rapper shares
If it was me on the phone with Wack, I'm not gonna ask him, would you sign the Southside? I don't give a fuck if you want to sign one. We don't want to sign to no blacks.
Right.
Southsiders do want, guess, I don't even want to speak on that, but we don't want to sign to no blacks. You know what I'm saying?
Is that because of the prison shit? It's not a racist thing? Help me understand, because when you
it's
say
because
that out loud, it sounds crazy.
It's because like this. It's like this. It's like, I go to jail, I rock with my race. I eat with my race. I do things with my race. So it's like I'm here. I conduct business. I do things with my race. You know, like we integrate and whatnot. But why would I have somebody in charge of my music career if I'm already programmed a certain way? I'm already institutionalized a certain way. Why would I? You get what I'm saying? That's just my mindset. So I'm like, nah, we wouldn't do that. And
I mean,
and
no, but
most of the homies would
that's-
think the
that's
same way.
LA.
I
So
think they're
you-
gonna agree with
You
what
know,
I
that's
say.
the
So you
culture
wouldn't sign
out
with
there in
somebody-
LA.
Yeah.
You know, that's ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, that's you know, that's what he believes, and you know,
yeah. But that's not what you believe. That's what I'm asking. Because when I heard this guy and I see you like managing, do you?
nah.
I mean, even if you do share your opinion, that's fine too. You
Nah,
know?
I mean, like I said, I've never been, like I said, I've always been outside the box.
Right.
You know, when I grew up in Cali, you know, to me, I would always see all I seen was gangs and people telling me it's like, nah, you're gonna be in a gang by the time you're this. It's like, whoa, wait the fucking minute. How do you know what my outcome of my life is gonna be? So I was like, no, fuck you. I ain't gonna be what you say that I'm gonna be, because just statistics say that by the age of a certain age, I'm gonna be this and I'm gonna be that. Because look, in LA, that's how it is. I remember teachers telling me, he's like, you know what? Take a look around. Some of your classmates who won't make it to the age of 18, they'll be dead.
Facts.
They're telling this in school. This is in elementary. You know, one time I remember when Dope Mans, they were popular back in the 80s. Hey, my mom's, they bought me a pair of Dope Mans. The day I wear them, when I got them, they were doing a little assembly in the fucking auditorium.
A dare assembly?
Nah, actually it was on gangs, bro.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no shit.
And my teacher's just like,
This one right here.
hey, Elmer over here, he has gang attire. And I was like, what the fuck? What do you
I'd be
mean?
like, bitch, you pointed me out.
You know what I mean?
Snitch.
And I just wanted to rock some Cortez. They were popping, but guess what? The gangs were using them over there.
Right.
So now Cortez became gang affiliated.
Right.
People telling you, hey, you can't wear this because this will happen. You know what I mean? We couldn't wear, In some areas, I couldn't wear red. I couldn't wear blue, cause over there they back then they would set trip. You know what I mean? You couldn't wear the British Knights, the
I love those
BKs.
too. Yeah, the
Because
BKs.
over there they were called blood
I don't
killers.
know about the BKs. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or the crib killers.
Yeah.
Oh, bro. I mean, that's the culture out there. Because you go anywhere else, everything's different in every state you go to. They got different cultures, different beliefs, but that belief has never been mine.
Yeah, no,
I've always been outside. Like I said, I've always been outside the box.
And that's good you think that way, bro.
Some people used to say, "Oh, you get edge ups, you trying to be black." The fuck? Since when did a haircut become, I guess a stereotype? Because I got an edge up. Nah, I used to go to back in LA. I used to go to a barbershop. He was white.
Yeah.
He was an ex-Marine and shit. He would fade me up, kind of like in the Marines, bro.
No shit.
You had the crew cut, kind of the short on top, and get
Yeah.
faded up. But he would edge me up. That didn't mean I was trying to be black.
It's just you wanted to look crisp.
But see, people don't understand though that
It's a haircut.
even then, check this out. I just found this out myself, and please correct me if I'm wrong.
You might be.
He's wrong.
That Mexico actually helped some of the slaves. Like if the slaves went to Mexico, you will be free.
So that's why I said fuck the Alamo.
Hey, it's crazy because I stumbled across this video
I
one
got my
time.
G, now I think I'm all that.
Look, I stumbled across this video, and the dude was from Spain, but he was doing like a tour going down the coast of Mexico. And he was just dude wasn't even from Mexico. He's just going down the coast. And as he's going, he's learning the history. He's researching before he gets to his next destination. And he was like, man, he's like, so there's a coastal area in this part of Mexico, in this region of Mexico, where there was a couple slave ships that crashed. And the people there accepted the slaves. They took them in.
Right.
A couple, left, but the majority stayed there and settled there in that coast.
Right.
So they say that they call them Afro-Mexicanos.
Afro-Mexicanos, yep.
And, and then I'm like, damn, I'm a little dark.
Yeah.
I wonder if, and then it's crazy because, it's crazy because, they come from where my parents are from that coastal area, from Guerrero. Supposedly that nearby, that's where it happened. And so you go over there, you got a lot of dark skinned people.
Yep.
They got the whole hair, the afro and everything.
Right.
So hey.
And again, it's just, but it's like when I found that out, I'm like, why do we know that?
Because they don't show you that.
Thank you. And that's how they separated us. I'm pretty, and I, I'm not trying to get all political and something. Whatever you believe in, everybody.
This is the cancel show, bro. You say what you feel.
Exactly.
We're gonna cancel you.
Say it with your chest.
Say it with my big African long.
Hey, con pelitos.
Hey, you're a little bit African, right?
Yeah, I've got 2% African.
2% African.
So, not in me, but hey, I don't judge.
What you like, it's your
like what you like,
decision,
bro. But it's like if black people in Mexico, we're not gonna say we're the same, but we have similarities.
I mean, it's the same struggle almost.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You struggle. We struggle just like how you guys struggle. You got differences, so do we. The only difference is that we're not showing it. Mexicans, we're prideful. We're not going to show you that we're struggling. We struggle, but we're not going to sit there and beg you for money. We'll ask for a job.
Yep.
You know what I mean? But
or figure out a way to make money.
There you go. You see what I mean? Only in America you can make money out of nothing. Out of nothing, my boy. Just.
Oh yeah.
You can make videos at home and you can become a millionaire.
I go outside, pick out some rocks, and be like, check this out. These rocks
are magical.
Are special rocks.
These are meteor rocks.
Yep. I'd be the dumbass to
moon
buy
rocks.
Moon rocks.
You remember those?
I would be the idiot. I'd be like, I'll buy some for the one moon.
$5 a piece, bro.
Or but see what I mean? We need to be taught that. We need to be better than this.
But see, the history that we know. That's why, you pay attention to the word. It's always his story. So you're only getting the winner's side of the story. We're not hearing the loser's side of the story.
Yeah.
You know, and you know how it is.
Yeah.
You know, you always embellish the truth.
Yeah.
You know, hey, nah, well, there was this fucking monster. There was no fucking monster. It was a little reptile.
You know what? You know another interesting history story since we started talking about this.
Oh.
You know, Christopher Columbus was fucking manatees.
A what?
You know what a manatee is, right?
Is them pinche whales? No, like
No, them sea cows.
Oh yeah, they have. Oh no way.
Yeah.
Can we pull up an image
Yeah.
of a manatee?
Look up Christopher Columbus having sex with a sea cow.
What?
Yeah, that he wrote it that he liked the way the fucking
It has girl parts, just like a woman.
yeah. He said that something about like it has girl parts, some weird shit, but it's the actual true thing. Well, from what they say, I didn't see him fucking manatee, so I can't say it.
There
Yeah,
you
never
go.
forget Christopher Columbus mistook manatees for mermaids.
So if that's your fucking hero, there's something wrong with you. All right. When
Damn.
you see this episode, if you see that's your hero,
So fucking Christopher Columbus was porking a fucking man.
Yeah,
Cruelty to animals.
Christopher Columbus was
Hey,
a sick fuck.
we should cancel Christopher Columbus Day
I think it already.
Thank
because
you.
it was cruelty to animals.
I don't see the uproar in that shit.
Yeah,
And
right.
he killed a lot of people, so you know.
I don't know that he was actually an idiot. Did you know that?
Yeah, he was. Well, besides him being an idiot, he was a piece of shit.
The only reason they gave him that because the king and queen, I think, were just trying to get rid of him. Like, yeah, just get out of my face. Cool.
Here, just go do that. And you know what's fucked up? They were like, "Hey, go over there, make these treaty with these people, but don't enslave them, don't kill them, don't do any of that."
What do you do?
And that's exactly what he did.
He killed him.
Like I like looking into history shit just because it'll blow your mind what you really don't know. You know, like back in the day, growing up, we're over there celebrating Christopher Columbus Day, making fucking boats and shit. You know,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
it's Christopher Columbus Day. We're gonna make a boat. Oh, he discovered America. Blah blah blah. And now that we're old, you know what? My wife got mad at me. Well, she didn't get mad at me, but she was like, you know, once I started, understanding more, and I was older.
Yeah.
Jasmine was like 5 years old.
Yeah.
She was in fucking 6 years old, maybe first grade. They were having the Christopher Columbus parade, and I was like, fuck no. She's not gonna do it. She's like, wow. I'm like, Christopher Columbus is a piece of shit. She's not gonna do it. So I refused to let her do it. And my daughter was mad because she was like, I want to be a part of the parade. And I was like, nah, fuck that shit.
Yeah, right.
You're not gonna sit here in this school full of fucking black kids and Mexicans and then have them parading around like if this motherfucker was a hero.
Hey, it was crazy because I've always been into conspiracies, and I remember my youngest one. I would always tell her, it's like, hey, don't get fooled by the man. You know, she's like, the man? Who's the man? And I was like, the white man. And then she was like, my granny? I was like, no, see, your granny's cool. I was like, that's not who I'm talking about. I'm talking about the man, the man in charge, and, I would always tell her shit like that, you know what I mean? And one day, I would tell her about it. It's like, she told the teacher that why were they celebrating Christopher Columbus Day? Or not even Christopher Columbus Day, it was Thanksgiving. She told the teacher, she's like, hey, my dad told me that, that the Pilgrims killed the Indians. So why are we celebrating a massacre? And then she said that the teacher was just shocked. Like, she couldn't believe that was coming out of her mouth.
Yeah.
But it was because, the shit that I was telling her. You know what I mean? She was taking it and, and she actually repeated it at school.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Like Thanksgiving, I'm just like, I mean, I love the food.
I mean, think about it. I mean, give thanks because what?
All these people
The
fucking
Indians
died.
got
Yeah.
sacrificed
Yeah.
for us to live in America. I mean,
Like, yeah, it's a fucked up way to
I was
see
already
it.
here. I was already here.
Yeah, we were
Yeah,
here.
shit,
They
I'm from
moved-
Cali,
they-
so we were already there.
They just moved the fucking line.
Like, have you ever wondered like what you really are? Like, because he did an ancestry thing,
Yeah.
and he's Mexican as fuck. He's like
And
70 or 80% Mexican,
Indigenous.
indigenous Mexican. No,
He
he's
said-
an Indio.
He said, "Nah, he's the nopal."
Yeah, well,
He's right there.
I can no longer say I don't speak Spanish.
Like, I wonder what kind of mutt I am. Like,
Well, see, I know for a fact, like me, I got Spaniard in my blood.
that's what I'm thinking.
You know, and because my last name, you know, is Spaniard. It actually is a race of people. You know, because when you know, I don't have my last name's not a typical Rodriguez, Hernandez, you know, Cortez or something like that. Nah.
It's streets, bro.
Yeah, streets, you know, boom. But yeah, you know, so I know definitely got Spanish blood in me. But then I wonder when I heard the story about the slaves crashing in that coastal area, I started wondering like, hey, is a possibility I could have something else running through the stream? Hey, we don't know. You know, nobody's. I mean, only this guy. He's the only full-blooded.
Yeah, he's the Indio.
He's like, el chingón, el chingón.
I know where I'm from, you mutts.
Ya se cree muy.
Like, I don't speak
You think you're
Spanish
bad?
no more.
You think you're bad now?
Have you ever met those? No speaking Spanish, and they look very.
I'm a citizen. Don't speak Spanish anymore.
I no comprendo.
No Nintendo.
Indigenous America, I am 83%. Southern, Bajo, Ciudad de Mexico, Guanajuato, 83%. Spain, 8%. Basque, 3%. Sander, I don't even know how you say that name.
Some who?
Sander, say
Yeah,
that.
give me that shit.
Sangrón. Get his.
Culero, 100%.
I don't know how to say that.
Ya ves?
So Spain, you're 8%. Basque, you're 3%. Sardinia,
You're sardine?
madre.
Sardinia, you're
Isn't-
2%.
Eres pescado.
Isn't that a Chile or
Hey.
something?
I think it was the relation with the Columbus and the
that's,
man.
that's the Columbus relationship.
Fuck one of them.
He's 2% Portugal, 1% Senegal.
Okay, you're Portuguese, so you're not Mexican. So somehow you're.
My ancestors were trying to
Es brasileño el güey.
Your ancestors were hitting everything, bro.
Hey, my ancestors are like me. They're sluts.
They were fucking everything.
Hey, but see, it just goes, you know, like, you know, the Spaniards, they wanted to conquer the world not by conquering different countries,
Yeah.
but conquering by blood.
Come
That's how they wanted to conquer.
In other words, they wanted their people everywhere.
So think about it, like the Filipinos, they have a lot of them have Spanish last names.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and a lot of them look Hispanic. Cause, you know, the Spaniards, bro, they were navigating through the world trying to conquer by blood, by DNA. That's how they would win.
Have y'all ever heard of St. Patrick's Battalion?
No.
Oh, yes.
I've heard of the name, but
All right, well, you know St. Patrick. You know, everybody always, you know.
the Saint?
Yeah, the Saint, you know. Well, in Mexico, so the Irish got treated like shit here in the United States. A lot of them defected to Mexico. And Mexico was like, yeah, we'll take y'all. We fight in a war with them anyways, you know? So during the American-Mexico War, you know, they were helping the Mexican side.
Yep.
So till this day, there's statues of the St. Patrick's Battalion in Mexico.
Still up.
And the Irish have statues over there representing for Mexico. Like Mexico and them have a real good treaty right now, and
Yeah.
they've been like boys ever since. They got each other's
I
back.
did
And that's why we celebrate.
But
St.
also
Patrick.
too, if you look at it, that's why motherfuckers like Canelo exist. You got these Irish dudes that
Yep.
just stayed in Mexico, and a lot of them stayed over there in like those areas, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why you have a lot of red-headed Mexicans, you know, real light-skinned
Yeah.
ones.
And that's why I will always celebrate St. Patrick's Day también.
Mexico's like a mixing pot with like every kind of race. 'Cause
Chinos también.
Yeah, you have your Asians over there.
Yeah, I heard there's a big
They
Asian
were doing the
population in
railroads.
Mexico.
When they were doing the railroads, some of those Chinos actually sacaron con Mexican chicks and had babies. And
Yeah, a lot
Ta-da!
of them like migrated to
It's
Mexico.
But on the DNA, I hear nothing
Yeah,
about
like,
it.
yeah, there's
no,
no Asian,
no,
but you look Asian as hell.
I don't
You
know.
look like a bloated Jackie Chan.
He's in a blood.
He's not wrong.
He said
But back to you, man. What you got coming up now, project wise?
As far as the podcast,
Is there anything else though besides? Because you got the customs, you got the podcast. What more do you want to do? Or I say that's all.
You want to manage two older rappers.
he said, "Older rappers, hey,
We got a mixtape.
hey, I could rap."
Coming out.
Hey, you should hear our mixtape in the car in a minute, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah, we could do that.
We'll have Kenny play it for us, bro. We'll have Kenny play it.
Hey, Kenny, can
Kenny's
you pause
a
it real quick? I think I gotta use the restroom.
Yeah, I gotta go to the restroom.
Nah, but I've always wanted to. I guess I still pursue my art, because I like drawing and stuff like that. So I wouldn't mind coming out with some clothing, like a clothing brand that I've been had something in the making for a minute that just have a name, of have an idea of what I want to come out with, but still
just a little bit. Can you tell it like what?
It's kind of be like more like novelty T-shirts.
Well, because right now, if you look at the fashion right now, people are starving to see the next big thing. So I mean that's why I agree with you. I feel like if you do it right now, it might be perfect timing, because everybody wants to be.
Damn, did you hit this?
I know, right?
Do you want to hit it?
But you know what I mean? It's like
Yeah.
everybody wants the next big thing and nobody has, or you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it might have been fucked off me.
Well, see, for me, it's more like I want to concentrate on one thing at a time.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't want to just start
like
going
yeah.
here, picking here, and there. You know what I mean? So I guess right now my main focus would be, the podcast. See where it goes. We got some major things lined up for that. But I'm thinking more for 2023. You know what I mean? In the beginning of the year, you'll probably be able to see what I'm talking about.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're gonna give the show a new facelift. So try to hit the new year with some new shit.
Gotcha.
Any name dropping you want to do?
I mean, I got people like possibly Paul Wall.
Oh.
We're still trying to work out with Baby Bash.
Oh shit.
We also did the group back in the day also did a track with Baby Bash.
Well, me and Baby Bash used to be boys, back in the day.
So
I'm live.
Hey, I was gonna go with it. Like, yeah, man, they were cool. So you should let us know when he's here.
Hey,
We would love to see you.
But can we edit that to make it seem like we are?
Hey, I was getting ready to hear. Shout out to Baby Bash.
Yo,
what's up,
true
boy?
Story, true story though. When I was younger, I used to look like Frankie J, and I would get all the girls at Town Center.
At Town Center. He's like the ghetto mall.
Well, if anybody knows, if you're from Fort Worth, everybody knows where Town Center. Oh, it used to be Town Center. It's called the Grand Plaza now, and that's pretty much is it the ghetto mall?
Pretty much.
But
It's in the hood.
It's in the hood, and I used to pull so many girls out of there.
You did not look like no Frankie
J.
I look like Frankie J.
I was
back in
the
day,
shit.
bro.
I
Ain't
was
no
the
way in
man.
hell you
Back
look.
in the day, todo skinny.
Hey, I'm gonna send you a picture of him young, and I want you to compare it.
To Frankie
And then
J.
I want you to add it right there.
And I want you to tag Frankie J. También.
Okay, look, you can see the comparison. Look,
Well,
What do
y'all be the
think?
judge.
Do y'all think he looks like Frankie J?
huh?
Nah, I believe he doesn't.
So if Kenneth doesn't do this right now, we're just
We're like
pointing,
idiots pointing at a fucking
but
TV.
nothing's happening.
So Kenny,
You know,
I'm gonna
so-
send you a young picture of him, and you put a picture of Frankie J, and then I want y'all to see how much he doesn't look like him.
Back in the day. Not now. Not now. I look like. I tell people that I'm going for Antonio Banderas.
On
The
Antonio
later
Banderas?
years.
The later years. Okay.
Like he wait, nah, bro, you're like a bloated Jackie Chan.
He said,
I mean, that's the only way to put it.
Well,
You're coughing because it's true.
I can't stop
Hey,
laughing.
is that COVID?
All right. No. But yeah, no, it's the
Cover that mouth.
You said Frankie J. ¿Qué más dijiste? Baby Bash.
He never said Frankie J.
No.
Wait, he said Baby
Oh,
Bash.
You
yeah.
said you look like
I'm
Frankie
like,
J.
wait,
Hey, he just wanted to bring that story up.
Yeah, you want to.
No, no.
He's like, I was cute back in the day. I look
Back
like
in the day, I was
Frankie
good
J.
looking. Ahorita, I'm that tío that I'm that tío that still talks about I could throw putazos back in the day.
Like Al Bundy.
Yeah.
I scored 4 touchdowns in one game.
Right.
Yeah.
Do his Heisman pose.
Right.
But yeah, the Paul Wall, maybe Baby Bash, you know, here in the near future, you know. Hopefully, oh yeah, también el Chingo Bling.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, so.
Look, bro.
Hey,
I'm going to tell you right now.
I'm going to just,
You know,
Chingo Bling, let me know.
just keep us in the loop, bro.
Bro.
I'm gonna come over here and
I'll be
vulture
your
the shit
assistant
out
for
of
a
it.
day, bro.
He said I'll be your assistant. But yeah, man.
Hey, we'll be part of your entourage. You know, be like, hey, get him a drink, and I'll go get the drink, give it to him. Anything else, sir?
I'll call you sir.
Yeah, man. So we'll
Just ignore it. He's like,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna have y'all here.
Nah, man. You know, so we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? And hopefully they come through.
Yeah.
So that's like I told you. That's kind of like the main focus right now, and also working with D-Mar and see what that have. You know what happens with that as well. Right now he got his album just came out, so that's doing pretty good. So hopefully we'll be getting some shows pretty soon.
Hell yeah, let us know when the shows
Make
are.
sure to check
We wanna
out
go.
Now or Never 2. You know, you can check it out on all streaming platforms. You know, check out his IG at Dmar. Why not? You know, just how it spells DMAR. Why not? You know what I mean? So, you know, actually his little crew that he got, they're pretty talented. He also fucks with his partner out there in H-Town, Nappy Z. You know, shout out to Nappy Z. You know, and then they got another partner named V out that way too. And this little crew, you know, they got something special. You know,
Yeah.
they don't sound like anybody else. You know, nowadays, you know, the game is so saturated with everybody sounding the same. So when you hear something new, something fresh, you know, it's like, oh shit. You know, so you know that's kind of what happened with him.
Yeah.
You know, when I heard him, it was something fresh. You know, it's like, wait a minute, I haven't heard this before. So kind of, you know, even though you might like, well, he might sound like this, but he doesn't.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's the reaction that I'll get. So at the end of the day, it's like, then he doesn't sound like anybody.
Right.
He sounds like himself. People are just trying to compare. That's a different story.
Yeah.
You know, people try to put their own comparison to, hey, this guy sounds like this or this guy sounds like that. You know, I think for me, everybody sounds different.
Right.
You know, but you got your rappers that want to mock a certain rapper that's already there and got that style. And that's whack.
I
No
was
originality.
listening to hip hop or to rap all day today. You know, and I just clicked on whatever Apple, you know, what's in the moment right now, you know? And it would go from Lil Baby to Moneybag and to a couple other artists that sound like Lil Baby and Moneybag. Then it'll go back to their songs, and then you almost go to where you can't notice the difference from one to the other.
Right.
Like you notice who Lil Baby is, and you notice how Moneybag sounds, but then you hear all these other guys that kind of sound similar to him, rap the same way, and everything's just kind of the same right now to me.
I wonder if they do that on purpose. Like, oh, I'm gonna rap like Lil Baby. You know what I mean? I couldn't do that shit. I want to, like what you said. I want to be my individual. When you hear me, I want you to be like, oh shit, this is what.
See, kind of like some of these female rappers, they don't sound alike. You know, all of them kind of have their own style.
Right.
You know, they sound different.
Oh yeah,
and,
female rappers are fucking killing it right now.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely. You
Shout
know,
out, son.
and that's what I'm impressed that. You know, they actually.
Oh, I can finally give a
with.
shout out. Shout out to Anna Mays and G Love.
Oh
Shout
yeah,
out to the homies.
The homies.
yeah. Shout out to the new wave.
New wave,
They
you
got
know,
the
yeah,
kicking
yeah,
ass,
yeah.
man.
I can finally give out a shout out.
See,
bro.
there you go,
finally
bro.
did it.
There you go.
Somebody that's relevant to the conversation.
Kenny's just.
It only took 2 hours, yeah. Anyways, continue, bro. The girls are killing the game right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, the females they're killing it, bro. In all aspects. They're unless I mean, who knows if some of them are writing their own material. Hey, but it sounds
What you gotta do
good.
to win, man?
It sounds good, and I've never seen so many female rappers.
And they coming out with some hard shit too.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes harder than the dudes.
Speaking of female rappers, have y'all heard what's her name? Glorilla?
It's Gorilla, right?
Glorilla, right? Have y'all heard her read that kid's book?
Nah.
Y'all haven't heard her read that kid's book?
Kenny,
Look this up, bro. Yeah, she read a kid's book. And it went with her flow. Like, the way she flows,
Yeah.
it just sounded like a fucking song.
On the gun.
Real 92.3.
Yeah. Woo.
Glorilla. Let's go.
Llama, red pajama, read the story with his mama. Mama keeps his baby her. Mama, go downstairs. Llama, red pajama, feels alone without his mama. Baby llama wants a drink. Mama's at the kitchen sink. Llama, red pajama, call down to his llama. Mama said she'll be up soon. Baby llama, here's the sign. Llama, red pajama, waiting for his mama. Mama isn't coming yet. Baby llama starts to fret. Llama, red pajamas, whisper softly for his mama. Mama, here's the phone. Baby llama
Hey,
starts
but
to
it's that
moan.
delivery,
Llama,
you know,
red
like,
pajama,
yeah.
this class for his mama.
I still gonna be trying to sound that.
I'm really pausing because I fucking...
That's how she's rhyming with it. You know
Yeah,
what I
she's
mean?
just flowing with it. I was impressed.
How stupid as the siren. What is that word for you? I was just saying.
The beat done fucking left and
Yeah,
went out the door already, bro. By the time
I'm
you
trying
get
to
done
sound
with
this
it.
shit out.
But yeah, man, definitely the females, they're doing their thing, so, shout out to all the female rappers. And
Hey,
then
much love.
all the females out here in Texas, like, G-Love, Animes, you got Wavy Celine, XB Valentine,
SB Valentine's
yeah,
blowing up.
Crystal
real huge
Poppin'
right now.
también.
You had
you
her
know.
recently on your show too, right?
Yeah.
So
So
trying to get a hold of her too.
So yeah, man, all these female artists, bro, they're doing their thing out here. So shout out most definitely.
Hell yeah. Kenny's still over there bobbing his head. Hey, that song's gonna sit in your mind all day,
I'll
bro.
be singing
The
llama.
llama red pajama got him in a trance.
Yeah.
He gonna wake up to llama red pajama.
Hey, Elm, we definitely got to collab on the song, though, bro. I know we've been saying it, but I just want to work on just the songs. Because back in the day, I used
Hey, Elm's like,
He's like, hold on, what time is it?
man, ain't the show over already? See, this motherfucker always brings it up. Like, we gotta do a song. We gotta do a
I
song.
do. I want to do a song just to, because I mean, like, I feel
I've
like
actually been interested in like
reason why-
doing a song for the show.
the show, but I feel like, dude, like, I feel like we're surrounded by greatness. You guys are all badasses. Like, why wouldn't I want to? At least just for the fun of it, you don't have to release it. I just want to do it.
I actually want to make a video of like the music recording process.
Yeah.
Like let's say if you give us a chance to do it with
D-Mar.
Demar, like him in studios, doing his thing, recording, rhyming, and then talking to us about, the process of what he's doing. Because I ain't never been in the fucking studio before.
Yeah.
Like, I've wrote shit, but I've never been in the fucking studio.
Shit.
But I just
Shit.
want to see the process of how it happens and how the magic is made,
Yeah. I mean, like I said, it's fun. If you're surrounded by the right group of people
Yeah.
and you got the good vibe, the good energy in the studio,
Yeah.
The good weed.
yep. It's gonna be a good time. There was plenty of times where, we were creating music, dude, and next thing you know, we're like, fuck, 10 hours passed by. We couldn't even, time would just go by so fast. You know what I mean? And late night sessions, making it home fucking 5 a.m. because you got to meet certain deadlines or you trying to get certain shit out for certain things to pop off, so, it's definitely, you know what I mean? It's a dope process, You know, like I said, that's kind of what I miss. You know, that part. You know, the creating process of the music.
Right.
You know, and then of course, you know, like I was telling you, the going out, doing different shows, different cities.
The groupies?
Man, you know what I mean?
Oh, there were no groupies.
No.
No groupies.
For the guys, yeah.
He's like, not for me.
You
You
know.
know, not for me. You know what I mean?
You got a good man there, woman.
Strictly business.
Well,
You know, got to get that money.
yeah. So, what you have any crazy stories besides not the groupies, but like chingazos that would happen out of nowhere, like or because nowadays, like I was watching how you know how they rush the store? ¿Cómo se dice? Like when Bad Bunny's performing, these bitches all of a sudden they can't control themselves and they run up on stage. Has that ever happened to you guys?
I mean, because in some of the events that we always were part of, you know, security was tight. You know, you just couldn't just go back there unless you knew somebody that knows somebody.
Yeah.
And you got back there, you know. But I can't say that, you know, we ever had a crazy situation. I mean, there was plenty of times where, you know, the guys were performing and fights broke out.
Oh no shit.
You know what I mean? You know, certain songs will come up and get people routed up.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes that beat drops and motherfuckers start feeling it, and next thing you know, chingarazos start flying, and next thing you know,
No one ever threw nothing at you like when you were performing. I don't know why the fuck people do that. Like, bro, like that shit is weird. Because when I see videos now, people performing, someone's always throwing like a water bottle at them or. For no reason. Has that
I
happened?
mean, I can't say, you know, any crazy shit ever like that went down. I mean, not too long ago, I see some crazy shit went down. It was we was at this the lowrider picnic, and some dude just started fucking dancing in the midst of a performance. There's a performance going on. The dude's part of the crowd.
Yeah.
And next thing you know, he just starts dancing and shit, kind of twerking and shit. That
He
shit
was
funny.
in his zone.
Yeah, he got something, bro. He was on something. I don't know what exactly, but that
He
shit
was
was
feeling
funny.
it.
Feeling it a little too much.
He was feeling that performance, bro.
But
Whoever was on stage was rocking the shit out of it.
yeah, man. So that shit was funny, you know. But other than that, I've never witnessed anything crazy shit like that.
But that's good though. You never know. Like just a bunch of crazy stories. Like, well, crazy people storm up there, shoot the artists. You know, there's been shit like that. I mean, not to the extreme, but you never know. So.
I mean, you know, shit. We always try to do when we did shows. We would try to do shows and get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because when you linger, that's when the problems occur.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you know, and if you got paid for it, you know, get your money and go. You know, just go do what you got paid to do and bounce.
Go home.
Yeah.
You never had problems with promoters paying you?
Nah, never.
They get fucked up. What do you mean?
You know what I mean? You know, that shit happens. You know, it happens, bro. But, you know, a lot of times you just got to either get your money up front. But then there's been cases where the artists will take off with the money. You know, the artist gets paid up front, and next thing you know, he don't make it. Or he shows up fashionably late. You know, club's about to close and shows up.
And these rappers be late, bro.
Oh, yeah. So, you know, but, you know, that happens, bro. You know.
It's all part of the business.
Oh, yeah.
So what's the day of, what does your day look like when you're about to start a show? Like, how do you center yourself and be calm with all this? Like.
For like.
Like your your podcast. Like, how do you get this?
How do I prep as far as?
Yeah. Like, how does that look like?
Well, shit, you know, I try to book my my guests in advance.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, and then
See, he does a professional.
Just you know,
like you, asshole.
You know, when I first started, you know, it was crazy because I would come in and I would get everybody a script. I was like, here, Ken, boom. And then my guests they were like, oh shit, what the fuck?
What the fuck is this?
Yeah, exactly. They were like, what the fuck is this?
Yeah.
You know, and I was like, oh yeah.
This
the
is what I want you to
timeline.
say.
That's the timeline, and that's what we're gonna be doing and what are we gonna be discussing. So
Yeah.
you're not asking me, hey, what are we talking about next? If you're following the show, there's a timeline. We're gonna be going down the list. You know what I mean, of everything that we're gonna be discussing. That's how I was doing it in the beginning.
Right.
So kind of when we came over here, kind of everything changed. It was a shift because back then I kind of did almost like what would you say, Ken? Like a radio format,
Right.
because I would do breaks, and in those breaks I would play music. But then after a while, I was like, you know what? We got to cut that shit out because there were, Facebook. When we go live on Facebook,
they cut it off,
and they would block you. You know what I mean?
So a lot of
So then people were tuning in. They're like, well, hey, what the fuck? I lost sound.
Yeah.
And then sometimes they would come back, and sometimes they wouldn't.
Right.
So
I think I'm the same way as you, bro.
so we kind of changed it up, and so now with that being said, I do the show different, kind of like, I kind of already mental prepare. So when I get here, I try to have the guests on early.
Yeah.
So like that, I could break the ice. You know what I mean? Talk to them a little bit, but a lot of the times
he does it right.
But a lot of the times I'd already, if I know the person, we'll talk or whatever. We'll meet up and, we'll shoot the shit. So I don't really need to break the ice with those guys because, it is what it is. Yeah. But like somebody I don't know, I like to talk to them prior to the show, leading up to the show. So by the time we're doing the show,
there's a little chemistry.
Yeah, there's already chemistry. We're kind of a little acquainted with each other, and they kind of have an idea what's going to happen when they come down. And then, boom.
Yeah.
We actually have that too, but it's because your show be running off like 30 minutes to an hour later. So we're sitting here with our guests like, hey, so how you doing today? Blah, blah, blah,
One thing that Vita Loca, shout out to Vita Loca, she actually told me that, like, don't do an interview before the interview. You know what I mean? Because
that's what he always tells me.
You don't want those natural reactions to escape.
Right.
When these cameras ain't rolling.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? You want to capture that action, that magic. What they call in the industry.
See,
we'll be talking, and this motherfucker will be like, "Hey, shut up already." Say that shit for the show.
And check this out. For people who don't know, because I've actually had this more than one time. It's like, I thought you were gonna be an asshole. Because sometimes I'll come in, I'll be quiet. It's not that I don't want to talk to you, but I want everything to be organic. When I talk to you in person, I ask you a question.
Yeah.
If you're shocked, I want you to be like, "What the fuck?" Even if you're just like, "Hold on," shit like that. I want it on camera.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like, we get too comfortable with the guests and we're shooting the shit and we're talking. They're like, "Oh, wait, no." I tell Pio because he loves, we'll be like, no, bro, just shut up. Let's not talk no more.
Yeah.
So we'll be in here just looking around, trying to not to ask too many questions, but that's from what I learned.
Yeah.
So everything has to be organic.
Yeah, and then everybody's different. You don't know the guests that that you're having. You don't know how their day's been going.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing that could affect the interview. You could have been chopping it up a week before and everything was great, but then he might have had a shitty ass day that day, or might have traveled, got that little lag.
They tired. They've been up all day. They did a show last night or something,
Yeah.
They got to do another one Monday or Wednesday.
Hey, like my flip interview, fucking, I had just wrapped it up. I just finished my show, and me and Ken were getting ready to walk out, and he texts me out the blue. He's like, "Hey, how about right now?" I looked at Ken, and then I was like, "Hey, that's Flip." He said, "Right now, what's up?" He said, "Well, how long?" And then so I was like, "Yo, Flip, what's up? What time?" And he's like, "Well, send me the address first. Let me see if we could get there on time. And if we do, let's do it." So I sent him the address. He hits me back up. He's like, "All right, cool, I'm on my way. Be there in 30 minutes.
Oh,
shit. So that was a little bit after we ended the show. We ended the show after doing everything behind the scenes and everything about 9:30, 9:45. So he said he was gonna be in 30 minutes. So 10:30 rolls up like, hey, what's up?
Hey.
Boom. He don't show up till like midnight, bro. Like,
Damn.
like 15.
Are you serious?
15 minutes till midnight. And I mean, I could have said like, hey, fuck it, can we do it tomorrow? But then,
Yeah, we said you were on your way, so we're like, okay, he's coming.
hey, but then like I said, if I tell him now, let's postpone it.
You might not get it again.
Yeah.
Man.
That was it. That might have been the only chance.
And that's what sucks.
Kenny's like, Lil Flip. All right, I guess I'll stay.
He's gonna bring some hoes.
Shit, and but shit, he showed up. I was already tired. Like, if you go back and you see the interview, like, shit, it was 1 o'clock in the morning. We're still filming and shit.
Yo, you're a real one, Kenny. Shit. Not too many people would have been like, yeah, bro, I'll stay with you. I mean, I would have been, you know what? We gotta go, my guy.
Yeah, and then the interview that I had prior to that, it was a pretty long interview too. So, a lot of the times, the energy, whatever, it kind of drains you at the end of the show. Sometimes I'm like, fuck. That episode took a little bit out of me, so a lot of times I got to prepare myself like mentally.
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people don't realize that this actually takes some work.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't just come in and you got to
People think
contact
you
people.
Yeah.
You got to make sure that they're going to be there. You got to
bring the energy.
You got to edit videos. You got to make your videos. You got to make, posters.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you're
All that
doing
shit.
so many different things. And then you got to make sure that you post it. You got to make sure that you don't post too much in one day. You got to make sure you have something at least for the next couple days,
Yeah.
And it takes a lot of work. It's not just coming in here, sitting down with somebody. That 1 hour and a half, 2 hour interview that you just did took about 2 days worth of work just to get the rest of the stuff out.
Mm-hmm. So you're saying you feel tired, fatigued, and can't focus.
Yeah, you know what would help out right
what
now?
Would help you? Nerd energy drink.
Yeah, some nerd energy drink would help us out right now real good,
Yeah.
Especially after a long day of podcasting. No, not that one, bro. Not that one.
No.
That's the wrong brand. That's the wrong brand.
When we're tired,
I'm mad
we're
at
fatigued,
Kenny.
and I want to focus, I would like to take a nerd energy drink.
Yeah, nerd energy drink brings the energy levels up, makes us have good conversations
Hey,
with
but
our
where
guests.
can we get some though, Pio?
If you go to SourKidsProductions.com, you can order you a case or 2 or 3, whatever. They have 2 flavors. I don't know what they are, but they're red and green.
That's all you need.
They're both delicious. Order some.
Thank you, Pio. Now we know.
Now we know. Nerd energy drink. Drink you one.
So like I was
I
saying,
was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck? We just went into a commercial randomly.
Like, oh, shit. Commercial.
you're welcome, Kenny. But
So ever since Kenny brought us a nerd energy drink, let me tell him the story. He
Yeah,
brought us a
please
nerd
do.
energy drink.
Yeah.
So we were drinking on a show one day. We're like, hey, we should do a commercial for this. So we randomly do commercials while we're doing the show,
Yeah.
just to fuck with people in general.
Yeah.
Everybody's just looking at us like, what the fuck?
So you accomplished what you were trying to get. Like,
yeah,
huh?
we're trying to get
What's
sponsors, yo.
Oh, hell yeah. Shit. Trying to get that money.
At
It'd
least
be-
for gas.
It'd be nice to have some shoes that people can see.
Man, if I
You
only
know,
knew somebody that did
If I knew somebody that did that,
shoes that we can wear for
What
the show.
was that company called?
What's it called, the company?
What was that company called?
Extreme Custom Kicks.
Extreme Custom Kicks,
Where
If
can
you
we
want-
find them at, though?
Hey, you could find them on IG at Extreme Custom Kicks and on Facebook. So there you go.
Because I need me some some Dragon Ball Z shoes, because I'm a fucking nerd.
I am too.
And, maybe that whoever runs that place can do some,
Just, yeah.
hook it up, because
Most definitely.
I can
Hey,
rock them during the show.
They also got their slogan. If you want to stand out from the rest, just go to the best. Extreme Custom
Hey.
Kicks.
That sounds like
Extreme kicks.
I'm not that way.
Don't know about that.
Yeah, that sounds like a.
I need you to make that look cooler.
There's
Add
no
some
way to make
graphics.
that look cooler, bro.
Add some graphics to that.
There you go.
kick.
Hey, add one of those like kapows. Yeah.
Maybe he cracks the screen.
Like
All
boy
in your
got ideas
face.
over here.
I'll give you a little extra.
Hey, just give me my production points.
Give me my cut.
Producing.
And honestly, bro, we do kind of follow you, man. Like we, like I said, like we take your guests right after you, but
we vultures, bro. We vultures over
They
here.
be spying on me and shit.
You do set
Hey.
One day I caught him doing this on the
I be
wall.
texting Kenny. I'm like, hey, is Elm Street there? Who does he have?
He's like, I'll show up extra.
like,
Hey, but before we go, I remember the first time we came up here, you had Crystal Poppins.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I don't even. Yeah. Was it?
Yeah, our first episode up here,
yeah.
he had Crystal Poppins up here.
Oh yeah, you had that room full.
Yeah, that room was fucking
That
full.
fucking room went all.
And I
the
didn't know
way.
who Crystal Poppins was.
Yeah.
You know? So I was like, Crystal Poppins. So I started looking it up and I was like, oh. And I'm like, hey, Crystal Poppins, you want to be on the show? And she doesn't answer me because she's like, I don't know who the fuck this is.
Nah, I remember how we met. I think it was just by, it was just in that other room, and I just I just said hi.
Yeah.
And I was a little intimidated at first.
Nah, man.
You're like, "What's up, bro? What's going on?" Ola. I'm like, I don't know what to do now.
It's like fist bump.
Yeah, like, cause he came so gangster with it, bro. What's up, little motherfucker? I'm like, how you doing, sir? I didn't know what to say.
How
Sir.
you doing, Mr. Elm?
Mr. LA?
Mr. Elm? Or is it Mr. Street?
I don't know, Mr. Street. I don't know. I'm confused. I'm scared. But he was so, you started talking to me, and you talked to me like you already knew me, and I thought that was so cool of you, because instead of just like, nah, bro, I don't know you like that.
You know, there's a lot of people that that they're in this maybe in the same field.
Yeah.
But for some odd reason, I guess they think they're
above everybody.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck?
Yeah.
It's a podcast.
Yeah, and that's I thought that was awesome, and we talked about I mean, we come from almost the same. From where we started ended up over here.
Yeah.
Ended up in the same direction is what I mean, and it was so cool of you, man. You were just
we following the Elm Street blueprint, bro.
we pretty much are, bro. Because it's just like when people talk, when they have you, we're like, hey, so how you doing?
Hey, who are you?
Hey.
Oh, hey, how you doing?
I remember when we got animes. I didn't get animes. He did. Like they left your show.
They were leaving your show, and I was like,
actually, that's the same day I was talking to you. And and he goes, I know her. I was
just like, I'm like, fuck it, I'm gonna go talk to her.
No, you don't. No, you don't. You don't fuck. Like, no, bro. I know her. Like, I added her. Because you know what? Fuck. I guess him and the producer, they were out there. They were like, fuck, we gotta go say hi.
Hey, you're animes, right? She's like, oh yeah, hi. And I was just like, oh shit, she's real cool.
Yeah.
Hey, you should be on our show. I remember they stayed like an extra day just to do ours.
Yeah, much love to them, man. That meant the world to us. Like, oh shit, I know they had to leave. But just stay another day.
Yeah.
So like I said, bro, keep on getting these badass guests so that way
you keep doing you, bro. So that way we can vulture off of you.
Pulling up to the show when you get done, and I'd be like, hey, hi, how are you? What's your name?
Does that bother you for real? Would that ever bother you?
Then they would have to put it on small print right down the side. Co-produced by Elm Street.
Elm Street. All right, I got you.
This show is brought to you by Elm Street.
La 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 la.
Hey, you see vultures? Can we have vultures flying around his name?
That's crazy.
But yeah, thank you so much, brother.
It
is
man.
awesome to hear your stories.
It's a pleasure, man. So yeah, man, appreciate for y'all having me on, man, and it was had a good time, man.
Always, man. Always a good time at the Cancel Show.
So remember, check out Welcome to Elm Street. He's always got the best local upcoming artists, some legends, Lil Flip. He got everybody. If anybody in Texas, they'll eventually be on fucking Elm Street.
Yep.
Yeah,
So check them out. Show some love. I'm out.
Oh yeah, check us out on the Cancel Show, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, anywhere that
OnlyFans.
OnlyFans.
Soon, because I need some fucking money.
Spotify.
Because this shit ain't paying.
The Cancel Show.
Peace out.
Peace.